All across our area, crews are still working to restore power following Saturday night's storm that knocked down giant trees just like this one.
Let's take a look at the latest numbers now. KCP&L has more than 17,000 customers without power. That's down from a peak of nearly 140,000. BPU in Kansas City, Kansas still has 5,000 customers without power. They'll have crews working throughout the night. And in Independence, Power and Light has nearly 1,200 homes and businesses without power. Now, KCP&L says it's doing everything possible to restore service as quickly as it can.
We have crews brought in from other utilities and states and tree trimming services. All hands are on deck.
To help out those without power preserve their food, KCP&L handed out dry ice at the Linwood Home Depot. Yesterday, they gave away about 2 tons of dry ice, and they were back out again today with 3 tons.
One area that saw a lot of damage from the storm is near Kentucky and Allen in Independence. KCTV5's Ashley Arnold is live with a look at some of the big problems the storm left behind there. Ashley.
Yeah, Ellen, a big problem indeed. Take a look at this tree. It is more than 9 feet wide at its root. And actually, when this tree fell, it landed on a house, and there were people, an entire family that was inside.
It was like nothing I've ever seen before.
Amanda Todd says she's lived in this house for less than a year, and this is the second time they're dealing with damage. Last time it was siding, but this time a much bigger mess.
I thought it was hailing. I had actually just shut the sliding door from the bar to the pool, and so I didn't hear the glass break, or I don't think I actually even heard it hit the house. I think what I heard was like the crackling of it.
That night, she didn't come outside, worried about other trees possibly coming down.
We knew it was pretty bad that night, but it was really the next morning whenever we got a good chance to come out and actually, assess all the damage, and it was, pictures don't do it justice.
But now she says they're just grateful. The only thing damaged was property, especially with so much that could have gone wrong.
A friend of ours, myself, and my son was, right here when it happened, so that put it into perspective of how lucky we really were, because that's, the most important thing.
Now, Todd says she's unsure how long it's going to take to get all of this cleaned up, but there's one thing she does know. She hopes that this is the last thing they have to deal with as far as weather goes this summer. Live in Independence, Ashley Arnold, KCTV5 News.
Thanks, Ashley. Huge tree, big mess. And frustration is setting in for one Wyandotte County family who's been in the dark since Saturday night. KCTV5's Kelly Taylor explains.
People who live near 68th and Parallel Parkway say their entire block is without power because a tree fell down the street and took some power lines down with it. Some people are unhappy with Kansas City Board of Public Utilities because they've been in the dark for nearly 2 days. The Bale family says they've thrown out hundreds of dollars worth of food in 2 refrigerators and a freezer and are spending more money eating out. They have to sit in their garage to stay cool and can't sleep because of the heat. BPU says there are several crews out working, but there is no ETA on when services will be restored, and that's not good enough for this family.
But I don't think I should have to go out to eat daily because they're too cheap to come here and do what they need to do as far as getting us back in this house.
And bring some help in, to help get these poles up and these wires up. We know they got a responsibility to do. But man, we don't work hard, and we need our reimbursement too. We need a little, a compensation for what we done left.
Belle and her family plan to attend a Wyandotte County meeting next month to voice their concerns about this outage. In Kansas City, Kansas, Kelly Taylor, KCTV5 News.
The downed trees and power outages are proof of the damage that thunderstorms can cause.
Sure are, and there is the threat of another round of storms later this week. Storm Track 5 meteorologist Gary Amble is live at the drop-off site for Shawnee. And Gary, that mountain of limbs and branches behind you just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Really does, and that huge piece of heavy equipment over there just pushed everything back a little bit more. So I can tell you the pile is huge, the pile is tall, but it's also very, very dense as they just mash everything together. There's hardly any airspace in there. This is just one big, gigantic pile of debris from the storms left over from Saturday night. Well, let's talk a little bit about the forecast tonight. There's still a lot of heavy lifting to do in Shawnee, and the line of pickup trucks continues all the way down the road. It's almost a mile long of pickup trucks with debris in them, and the wait is close to an hour right now But temperatures have cooled a little bit, down just a bit from last hour. 86 is the official temperature. Looking out through the eyes of our Diagnostic Imaging Center's tower camera, it's all blue skies, and that's what you get this evening with temperatures cooling a bit. And the temperatures will continue cooling as well. By 7 o'clock, 74 degrees. By 10 o'clock tonight, down into the mid-70s. And if you do have some debris pickup, I would try to get that done tomorrow morning, early. Tomorrow's going to be a much warmer day. In the afternoon, 92. It'll feel like it's over 100. A look ahead to when those next rains and thunderstorms arrive here in your Storm Track 5 forecast coming up.